Stephane, how are you? This is Dave. I'm making you a video of my triple stuff. Let's go with the early H1 stuff that you're going to need. Here's your throttle grip. Those are not broken. Those are good shape. Complete throttle assembly. It's all good. Good stuff. Original grip. Damaged original grip right there. No good. Just the rubber's bad. Those are H1B coils. 2 of them with the bracket. For a point system. This is an early H1 original mirror. Actually pretty cool. All there. Adjusters are good. The screws work. Needs to be cleaned up. Re-chromed. But that is an early H1. Kawasaki original factory mirror. Hello. Little manifold. This rubber here goes on the oil pump. This is where your spark plug wires on the early H1 are fed through these holes. And that's your guide. Whoops. Okay. This is very pliable. Very strong. It's not dry rotted. It's not cracked anywhere. Honda mirror. Okay, these are 2 kickstarts. Both of these bosses got a nice good return snap in them. These are early H1s. You see the rust? Shit rained in here last night. All this stuff needs to be re-chromed, but these are good. They're not bent. They're in excellent shape. You could actually put those on a bike right now and use them. They're very hard to find. They're expensive. Let's move on to these brackets right here. These are H2 and 72 H1B fender brackets. There's 2 of them here. Nice pair, no rust. Those are original rubbers, cracked. That's what you're looking at. What I've got here are early H1B intake air filter canisters. This one is actually in excellent condition. No damage around the lip there. Okay, the clamps are good. There's no lid on this one. Lids are easy to obtain. You can buy them. Here's another one. This one has the lid. This one has the clamps. Take that lid off of there. Really nice all the way around that edge. The lid's nice and that's zinc. Got some surface rust. Good shape. Not beat up, not dented. All right, let's turn that over. Do you see the lip? Little bit of repair work to do around that edge there. But other than that, this is a good can. Very good. Now these are H1B, 1972 H1B air filter canisters. They are not made by anybody. They are not remanufactured by anybody. You have a couple of people out there doing the 69 to 71 cans, but these are just in themselves very valuable. Okay, let's move on. Here's your triple tree collars. Early H1. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, and an H2. This is all part of your steering dampener, your collar. Here's a couple of fork chrome pieces where your ears go. Triple tree assembly. Brand new show chrome. Little pieces, but costly. And there you go. You can see what you got here. All your rear brake setup. Here's your stoplight switch. Watch the spring. Very, very loose. Very good. Good switch. That's nothing but a chain link, master link. This is early H1 motor mounts. Okay? You can buy that stuff reconditioned from or remanufactured from France fairly cheap. You guys have it where you live. About $89. This is an early H1 instrument bracket mount. The early factory. The rubbers are all there. I don't even know if this has ever been on a bike, to be honest with you. I just do not know. It looks that new. Looks like new old stock. Yeah, the rubbers aren't cracked. 1972 H1B. Fits 69 to 72. Those are damper rubbers for your hubs. Let's move on. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little H2, little H2, H2. See that H2 zooming in. See the stainless steel slide inside that carburetor? That's why this one's sitting here, because it's not in this carburetor. See that? Actually says H2 underneath that grease somewhere. Anyway, here's your stainless steel slide that goes with that carburetor. These two are later model. Doesn't have the stainless steel slide, so those are early 72. Everything's freed up. Yep, floats in there. You just can't go and buy this stuff. So in total, you've got 5 1972 H2 750 factory carburetors. I know that 3, they're good. You're looking good. You might need a couple parts, but there's 5 of them. I don't know if you're interested in these. These have nothing to do with Kawasaki unless you're nuts. These are Bing carburetors. They have water injection abilities here. See where the water goes in. Crazy for the racing enthusiast. If anybody wants those, you let me know. Bing 54. Believe me, these are crazy. That one carburetor there is missing the float, and the float bowl came off somewhere around here. Okay, over here we have a couple of H1 carburetors. As you can see, there's a KA6. Another KA6. And this is just a shell. It's really for parts because the threads are screwed up there. Okay, you just send it out. You get anything out of that, you're in good shape. Now, here you go. I believe that's a left side fork gear for a 1970 H1 500. Those things are 150 to 300 bucks a piece on eBay. It's got scratches, needs to be redone just from being beat up, but I don't think it's ever been on a bike. This is to a little 90cc Kawasaki. You don't care about that. Bear with me. Okay, here's a stator. Here's your charging system for your H1. You're going to put an early H1 together stock. Here's the charging system that you need. This is a good stator. There's no such thing as a bad one. Okay? Here's the cable. Nice and pliable. Nothing stiff, nothing cracking. Very good harness on this one. Please note your end right there, because I'm going to show you an early H1 wiring harness coming up. In fact, I'll do it next. And you can see where these two plug in together. Going over here, you're going to need a rectifier. So there's 3 rectifiers. Okay? They're very expensive if you try to find them. These all work. They've been tested, bench tested. Let me get you that harness, which is right over here. This is an early H1. Very flexible. This harness is pliable. See the rubber on there, the wrap? It's like new. There's nothing stiff on it at all. It's very pliable. This one came off of the bike. Oh, and it's got the harness going back to the taillight also included. Usually they take that off and sell it separately. So bear with me a moment. I'm working alone here, my friend. Okay. Here's the one hand on the harness. Hold on. Plugging these two in. There's the wiring harness plugged into the stator. Here's your two junctions. By the way, they are both pliable, both functioning. As you can see, this harness isn't all hacked up. Good go. This is a good harness, okay? Nobody's making these harnesses. All right. What I have here is 1, 2, 3 Kawasaki master cylinder assemblies. This one has a brake distribution valve on it, right up to the master cylinder. This is master cylinder and grip alone. And this third one here is the master cylinder, as well a distribution valve. Here's a couple of H1, H2 oil pumps. Everything's to be rebuilt. Here you got early H1 seat trim. There's one. There's 3 pieces right there. Actually, it's a pack of 2, and one of them's missing. 1, 2, 3. Well, we've got NOS, never out of the package, 2 sets of early H1 seat trim. And we've got an extra set here. It is available to be bought aftermarket, but here you go from Kawasaki, so to each their own. Early H1 stuff. Here you go, early H1. That's a tachometer cable, gray, original, usable, nice shape, faded. That's for those original people that are nuts. Here's a brand new H1 clutch cable, usable on all years, but it's black, so if you're going for originality. Here's a throttle cable. This is a Kawasaki. Never been out of the package. Has a little rust on it. Just needs to come off. Now it's coming off there. That's never been on a bike. Okay. A little rusty clutch actuator here. H1. But it's nylon. And these are worth their weight in gold. So, that's part of it. This is a 1972 or 73 H2 750 ignition key with harness. Ignition key switch, excuse me. And the number on there, that's number 686. Let that focus. There you go. These are both early H1 ignition switches with the harness. These are both in excellent condition. The nylon is intact. It's not beat up. It's not missing any part. It's not missing half. That's an original Kawasaki key in there. At number 669. Made in Japan. Okay, so there's 2 of those. And this is an S2. Kawasaki S2, S2A ignition switch. Pretty cool little thing to have. Here is 2 ignition switch covers. Both brand new from Kawasaki. NOS. Switch housing it's called. Never been on a bike. pine needles. Laid this out here 45 minutes ago and it's all over. That's what you're looking at. So you can put those brand new right on those. These go for a couple $100 each on eBay. I'll let you be the judge of that. Let's come over here. Okay, here's a brake stay rod that you absolutely, positively need. Needs to be cleaned up. Do the rezinc and right at home. And here's a kickstand, stock kickstand for that bike. Needs to be painted, but other than that, it's in really good shape. See that little piece right there? That piece of linkage goes to the early H1 linkage, your shifting linkage. The jaws are in really good shape. It might look rough. It might look beat up. It's been laying out here in the goddamn water. Throwing that at you. The teeth are good. Miscellaneous stuff. Now what you're looking at here, front brake pads, shoes. Early H1, brand new from Kawasaki. A little rust on the goddamn edge sitting out here. This is brand new. Never been out of the bag. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's H2 750 various turn signals. They're there. Show you what we got here. This is an H1 or an H2 750. I believe this fits a 74. This chain guard here. 74 H2. Very clean. No breaks anywhere. I don't see any. No rust. No cracks in the welds. Nothing. Okay, here we got some pine needles. Those are free. This is the 72 or 73 H2 750. Very, very great condition chain guard. Original Kawasaki. This is not aftermarket. None of this is aftermarket stuff. This is all Kawasaki. I think that there are companies out there making the chain guards, repops, but this is the real deal. For those of us that are perfectionists and want to keep them real Kawasaki, here you go. Really, really good shape, this chain guard. If you note, yep, all the bolt holes line up. That tells you what. 750 Kawasaki. Bolt holes are the same from year to year for your chain guards. Now, here are two very, very hard to find. In 1969 and in 1971, the early H1 chain guards and headlight buckets were chrome. In 1970, they were painted black. Same with the taillight mounting bracket. They threw the chrome on that in 69 and 71, but they went black with them. It was Kawasaki's way of using up all the parts. See, you got a little bit of a break there, and a little bit of a break there needing repaired. On the other one, that's a tack weld, actually, where they put it together. So, then it needs to be repaired there. But all in all, you could actually use these as they are, but they do need repaired for the perfectionist. Two very, very clean pieces. Except that one, that's dirty. I didn't scrub none of this shit. It is what it is. Okay. Early H1 horn. If you intend to put an H1 together, an early H1, that's the horn that goes on that bike. If you intend to build an early, here's an extra face. I'm sending out an extra horn face, okay? Here is your stator side cover. Once that stator is mounted on the bike. You come in with that puppy, boom, bam. So you do need this. I have 2 of them. This one's good to go, needs painted. This one here, cracked right there. Needs to be welded. Okay? Now, let's show you something. Early H1 rear turn signals. To mount them, you need turn signal mounting brackets. Good luck finding them. I happen to have 5 sets of them. That's what's in these little boxes right here. These are the turn signal mounting brackets for early H1 with the hardware. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which goes in this box here. These are pretty cool. When you do an early H1, you put them turn signals on there, and you've really kind of completed your bike. These are tail pieces. They go on the mufflers of an Avenger, of an A7, or even the A1s had them. Okay? So, they're NOS. There's the bag they came in. They get rusty sitting around on the shelf, but I'm going to send them to you. Maybe you can use them. You'll get them with your parts. Here is another wiring harness. This loom or wiring harness, this thing is so flexible. It moves so easy. Okay? So, at any rate, that wiring harness is a 1972 H1B wiring harness. It's designed to go for a bike with points. And they would all connect into these coils over here. But we're missing a coil. But that's the deal with that harness. It goes to a 72 H1B. Okay, here's a battery box. You note that note right there? See these? That's where your CDI, that bolts in your CDI. One box. This is your early H1 battery box. In very good condition. It's got a little surface rust. Like right here. You can see some under the paint here. It's well preserved. Doesn't need any repairs. It just needs to be stripped, cleaned up, and then repainted and put on the bike. All your bolts, bolt holes, your guides, all of the threads, they're good. Nothing's screwed up. It's all good. This is a good box. You need this. Early H1 shift, gear shift levers, except for this little piece of linkage, never can hurt. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice pin. Ready to go to the chrome shop. That's an H2 750. Brake lever, foot brake lever, right there. But these are not bent up. These are good H1, early H1 gear shift levers. There is 5 of them there, my friend. There is an early H1. Early H1 complete. The positioner's got a broken tit there, but that's a complete petcock. The actual vacuum, this is all assembled, never been taken apart. This is what you need to put your bike together, stock. So there you go with that. These here, this is an NOS distributor backing plate. It's called an insulator. See that? Here's an old one. They get crispy when they get old. Here, this goes on the back hub here for your rear brake hub vent. This goes back over with that other gear for the triple tree. Go back over here. See, now we're getting more complete for you. Now, when you start buying all this stuff, a little bit at a time, it's going to hurt you eventually. Okay. That's good for an H1 or an A7. That's your voltage regulator. 72 H1B. Okay. Some rear foot pegs for you. Foot peg rubber right here. Rear foot pegs. This regulator is new. And this one here is old. The old one still works too, so that's part of the package. Oh, and the brake lever here, it comes with the ever hard to find factory return spring. That's what's in this baggie that's strapped there to that brake lever right here. See? Okay. So, miscellaneous stuff, fork covers, fork tube ends. Here we go. 1, 2, count them, 3. 3 tachometers. 72 H1B or 72 and 73 H2s. You've got an air canister here for H2 750. Boom. There's your inner piece. There's your outer pieces. This thing's all good. This is not remanufactured. This is all Kawasaki. See the damage on the collar right there? That's the only damage on this one. That's the second one. I have 2 of these, as you can see. Still has the original filter in it. Very, 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 very nice. Everywhere. Everywhere. Very nice. The only problem is with that little collar right there. Very repairable, okay? Here's the speedometer for your bike. Here's an extra speedometer for your bike. Both of them, of course, you rebuild all that stuff. You don't play. That's an S3 400 air filter canister. Kawasaki triple. Complete. This is NOS here. This one, that lid. Bam. Up. Here's another one. Up. Up. Both of these are for the S3 400s. Here's the hardware for this one. The stuff starts to get expensive. You're going to start playing with those S3 400s, and you will have them on your shelf. Here's your instrument cluster for your lights with the harness. This is for your, when you put your H2 together, there you go, buddy, right there. Goes up there by your gauges. Here's an old tachometer. Looks like a 74 H2 tach, but don't count me on that. It's coming with it. Here's a miscellaneous tachometer. That's coming with it. They're all Kawasaki. Here we go. There's your early H1 tach. So, then you've got an H1B, early H1 oil tank. Does not have the lid. It's got rust on the inside. It does need to be dipped, but these things are priceless. This thing is there, and I'm going to include it with the parts. And here's another one. This goes with that tank. Looks like it's painted the same as that tank that you're getting, the 71 tank. This has the aluminum, really cool oil tank cap. These sell for a pretty good dollar all by themselves right on eBay. Now inside there, you always want to clean them up now. A little bit rusty, partner, so you clean it up. Nice, good threads. Clutch cover. Complete with oil pump cover. I think that's a 72 H2 750. You check on that though. No brakes. All the guides are good. None of them are broken. No broken guide bolts anywhere. Whoa. Everything looks good. Distributor drive gears are all good. Everything freely moves. That's always good. All right. Here's another clutch cover for you. See that distributor drive gear? Oh, turning like a puppy. This one's coming with the dipstick. No brakes, no brakes, no brakes, no brakes, no brakes, no brakes. We got a dent there. We got a little dent right there. No brakes, so everything's good. All of these, well, you got a tiny little crack right there, so you know. Just so you know. Everything is good. Good to go. I think that's off of an S2 or an S3. Don't hold me to that. Don't hold me to that. But it's going to be coming with all the parts. Let's go over here. This is an S2 or S3 KH400 gasket set, complete. With a copper head gaskets, everything. These are early H1 tank decals in this envelope. Just miscellaneous stuff, decals. 69, 70 tanks and whatnot. So, I'm sending them along. I'm done with them. Giving them to you. And over here is another complete set. All taped up on all the ends, taped off. I'm not opening them again. It's S3 and S2 gasket sets. Complete and full gasket sets. Every single thing needed for the complete engine. So that too is coming to you. What did I forget? Let's look it over. Another H1 carb, early. Another peek at that stator. You gotta get yourself a pulsar coil. I don't have one. All right, buddy. Take another look at them chain guards. Signing off.